Welcome back to World History. Today, we're finishing up learning about Japan. All right, so today we are learning about samurai and ninja. Okay, if if you were a ronin, that means you were a samurai without a master. And if you were the leader of the samurai, sort of like a general, then you would be the daimyo. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing that right. Another word for samurai is a retainer, and then the ninja come from iga, and we'll learn all about that. Today, attached to this lesson, you'll be reading about the Bushido Code, and all you got to do is just kind of read what each one is and then put the title for the paragraph at the top. And then also we're going to read, it's called the Hagucher, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, and that's the Book of the Samurai, okay? So fun reading. This would have been the stuff that they would have read in samurai school, so hopefully you're excited. Let's get into it. Okay, what's a samurai? Trained professional warrior, something like a Marine or a Navy SEAL today, as opposed to a ninja, which would be more like a CIA agent, more like a spy. Okay, we know who the leader is, right? Is it the shogun or the emperor? Okay, it starts off being the shogun, right? Then they'll fight about that in a little bit. And then how did the Mongol invasion impact Japan? Resentment, but they were saved by a storm. We'll get into that too. Okay, can you find Japan on a map? Okay, you should be able to do that by now, but if you can't, I'm here to help you. Look, it's right there. There's the island of Japan. Over here is Korea. And here is China. Hopefully I did pretty good there. We got our little dragon up on the nose of the dragon. We can find Beijing. About halfway, there's Beijing, that little dot. About halfway down, we have Shanghai. That's all our geography. If you know that stuff, good. If you don't, learn it and you'll be fine. Here's Japan. The ninja originate from the city of Iga, which is down there. You do not have to know that geography.
This time on Me Explore, a brief ninja history. In the western part of Mie, you will find the city of Iga. Now, Iga is famous for being the birthplace of ninja. People from this region were skilled in ninjutsu, or the art of doing ninja stuff. They were often mercenaries, assassins, or spies for the warlords. And these ninja were especially skilled and were given the nickname Iga Men. But in 1581, the famous warlord Oda Nobunaga was fed up with this superbly awesome group of ninja and tried to wipe them out. But the ninja survived and escaped to work their way into useful positions like being castle guards for the shogun. But that's just the tip of the body-piercing ninja sword. If you want to learn more, you gotta...
All right. So don't forget, in samurai society, the emperor starts off as sort of a figurehead. The shogun is the real leader. And let's look at this also. I think it's interesting on this graph how the merchants are a lower class than the peasants and the artisans. And we can compare and contrast that with other cultures and the way they divide things up. We'll do that later, though. Okay, we saw that already. Let's talk about ninjutsu and ninjas. On the left, that's what we think of when we think of ninjas. Dressed in black, wearing the hood. If you wore that outside, people would be like, hey man, that guy's a ninja. Like, that's not stealth. A real ninja would look like the guy on the right. He's a farmer. Okay, the ninja's just going to show up. He's just a farmer. He's feeding the pigs. He's doing whatever, but he's searching. He's watching for weaknesses. Where's the wall vulnerable? What's the true strength? Something like that. He's not necessarily a warrior per se as much as he's a reconnaissance. He's part of the recon team. Okay. Functions of the ninja include espionage, sabotage, infiltration, assassination, guerrilla warfare. And we compare the ninja to the samurai. The samurai would be like a Navy SEAL, okay? And later we'll look at soldiers and knights from the Middle Ages and like sort of the feudal system, and then we're going to compare Japan to that feudal system. We're going to compare, the knights, what we think of like King Arthur and those types of knights, to the samurai warriors, okay? Their main job, defend the Lord, Ronin, samurai without a master. We talked about that. You can see their armor and their awesome sword. All right, the Bushido Code is the warrior code of honor. Make sure you read that. It'll be attached to this video. Okay, it has different virtues such as loyalty and honor. And today, the Japanese culture, even modern day Japanese culture, is influenced by the Bushido Code. So that's why I want you to read that. Okay. Who's Kublai Khan? Do you remember Kublai Khan? He's the grandson of Genghis Khan. Remember that Mongol invasion? They're sent to conquer the islands, but a typhoon comes in and sinks many of the ships. This is part of how weather changes history. And then nobles grow to resent the shogun. And let's talk about that. The emperor is going to fight the shogun. Remember, the emperor wanted more power. Anyway, who was the prince from Japan that goes to China? Prince Shidoku, remember him? Okay, he comes back, and so they'll have internal fights. You don't have to worry too much about it. Just kind of setting the stage for how we get to a more unified Japan here in a minute. Okay, we got the capital at Tokyo, the Tokugawa shogunate. This is going to unify Japan. Later shoguns will ban guns and ban contact with the West. What is that called? We learned that from China at the end of China. What was that called? Do you remember? When you're not gonna isolationism. Do you remember that word? Okay, you're not gonna have trade with the outside world. What does that do? Okay, when you have isolationist policies, you're gonna stay stagnant. But the rest of the world's technology and their trade and their wealth is going to improve. Capitalism says that trade makes you wealthy. And so when you stop trading, you're going to stop growing your wealth. So that's it for today. Make sure you read the attached assignments and have a great day.